and welcome back to Gamer Muscle Videos, where we are alive and live in the sim rig with a rather mighty direct drive servo wheel in the form of the Sim-Ply.City Simplicity SW20, and we've got an OMP Trecento wheel with the simgear.co.uk button box on it as well, and we're ready to do our first testing, although that's actually a lie. We have actually been driving all over the weekend. I've been playing around with it, messing with settings and things, but we're ready to just do a nice little first impressions. We're going to go through cars in Assetto Corsa, because, you know, I love Assetto Corsa. I've got a soft spot for it. I like the force feedback in it. The cars are nice and grippy. It does what you expect, and well, we'll see what it's like with the steering wheel. So we have it on the screen ready. Let's see what happens. Let's see if my arms are ripped from their sockets. Hello, those of you that have joined the stream in the chat. Who's joined in so far? Zero skill, just luck. Hello. No knee Carl. Hello as well. And Lauren's son. Hello. Nice box, mate. That's a chat up line that I've not heard before. All right, love. Nice box you've got there. Does that work with an OSW perchance? Let's get into the Novice series. Oh, we've got a little video clip here. I haven't ever played through Assetto Corsa single player properly. I've done a couple of them, but nothing too good. Hi, John. Hi, Dapper. Oh, that was it. The Bath. Here we do a Jeremy Clarkson intro for each vehicle. This is good. We're going to start off small and go big. I doubt this Bath is going to be too powerful. Driving the Ferrari 458 GT2 might be a dream, but you have lots of work to do if you want to become a professional driver or professional sim racer. There's what, 3 professional sim racers? So definitely got a lot of work to go there. Start with your nice little Abarth 500. The little Abarth might not be extremely fast on the straight line, but it's very agile around narrow corners. Can you push it to its limits and take advantage of the front wheel drive configuration? I think we might be able to. Worth noting as well, you know, the Bath, obviously you've got the Fiat 500. Apparently, I quite like the look of them. Looked into them. Apparently, they have a tendency to brake. So maybe we'll get the Honda curse and we'll find ourselves breaking down before the end of this event. Yes, I am on the Simetik K2 Cockpit as well, and I have to say, it actually works really well with this wheel. The top of it can shake a little bit. Could do with maybe some small stabiliser bars, but it actually is surprisingly good. A lot better than when I attached the AccuForce to a play seat previously. The AccuForce was a lot better just attached to a ginormous desk wedged in the corner of a room. Let's see. Hi, John. Settings. I need to make sure all the assists and everything are off. I don't know if it changed it. This is all off. ABS off. Probably this car has ABS by default, but we'll have it all off. Custom. Okay, so that's right. We're not using the H-pan as well. I'm going to be using the flappy paddles on this button box because I'm also in the process of reviewing this simgear.co.uk button box. So I just need to get as much use on it as possible. Right. That's all right, Luke. Probably took like a bit long to reply to it. I don't log into Facebook as much as I should. I think we're good to go. Marclair, this is all set up. We've got to get points. I guess it's a time attack of them. Or let's just drive. Stuck at the airport. Is that for work or you on holiday? Turn the background music down. Okay. Let me know if the how the game volume is. Well, we could just mute that actually. Now we are also driving in 2 dimensions on the screen, partly for simplicity of streaming, but also because we're going to be tweaking settings a lot, so it's more convenient at this point in time. We've actually put the ginormous screen in front of the rig. I think we just go. Oh, we need to... Let's adjust this a second. I'll put these here so you guys can see the pedal inputs. My appalling pedal inputs. Let's make them nice and large for you guys. I might as well have it so that you can see the steering wheel as well. We're going to have to move this forwards a bit for me, otherwise it's going to be a bit weird because my screen's a bit too high. But that should work out, that's about right. Force feedback's a bit high. We don't need 20 Newton meters for this. The hardest Abarth to drive in the history of Abarth. And a Abarth with the torque of a GP2 car. Let's try that. Let's see if that works. We don't need that on the screen either. I think we're all good. I can make this smaller. Talking yourself out of getting an Oculus. You should get one. Just get one. Get one from Amazon. Then if you don't like it, you can return it. Time attack. Here we go. Might be a bit. Okay, let's get rid of the cursor off there. Actually, might be a bit rubbish at reading your messages whilst we're doing this because the screen's off to the side. Capture cursor. There we go. So I'll try and recap messages. How's that for volume levels? That seems alright to me, based off the dials and knobs and gubbins. Everything is connected. Oh, we'll feel the power. Feel the power of the Fiat Abarth. Or smoothly does it. Hi, Master SW20, welcome to the stream. Oh. Oh. You know what is awesome with this OSW? It's not, well, technically not an OSW. The SW20 by Sim-Ply.City. What's awesome is even the shittest cars you could drive in any sim feel pretty damn good. This feels like a Honda Civic. Oh. I mean, just awesome. The tail of the potato. Feel the grip. Oh, maybe felt a bit too much grip there. When in doubt, slam the throttle down. So I guess this first event is a nice time trial event. We can up the force feedback a little bit, I think, here, because we're a little bit loose. I have noticed actually in Assetto Corsa with the direct drive wheel, if you don't have the force feedback up to sort of 60 or so %, then you do get more of a sort of springy feel to the force feedback that feels a little bit less realistic. I mean, it feels a bit like a power steering road car, to be honest, so it's not unrealistic. But I found when you put it in game up to around about, once you get past about 50%, then it starts feeling really nice and solid. Might be to do with I think it probably is to do with the way they do the gyroscopic effect for direct drive wheels. It might need that extra oomph for it to kick in a bit better. Take your top off now. I don't do donations for nudity. That's the wrong. Come to the wrong stream. That's next week's stream. Oh, look at the power out that corner. How is your... Are you using airport Wi-Fi? Sloppy, you know you're going to get... You get private sessions. That's what you get. You can't be publicly announced. You can't share this romance in public. You know, that's what you get being a premium member. The private service. You get the ice cream, the butter. You get it all. Does this just keep going until you die of old age? I don't know if we're going to get the... got to get the gold because I want to get out through these... through the terrible cars. I don't actually, you know, as I say, with the direct drive wheel, even the turbo cars feel quite nice. Do you really need to only supply the bolts? What? Reading and driving. Don't text and drive, guys. It's very dangerous. Yeah, with this, that's one of the things with Ollie's kits. All the kits he does, you basically, all you need is a you could literally get a... You could literally get a £40 eBay steering wheel and stick it on. Because it's already got the mounting, they've got the thing that goes onto the actual shaft. The shaft of the motor. The clamp. And yeah, and that's got the holes in it. 70mm PCD, I think it's called. That's the spacing for the steering wheel. So you have to make sure the wheel you buy lines up with that, unless you buy an adapter, obviously. But that's it. And then, you know, if you've got a... if you're happy using a button box, like a, you know, like a Derek Spears button box, or you just got a shifter like the SHH or the TH8A, you can, you know, you don't need anything else. That's it. So, it is really simple to get going. Even more so when they first did their kits, you had to like plug them all in and all this nonsense, do everything else. Oh, hang on a minute, let's stop talking a second. And what do we get? Look how anticlimactic. Assetto. Whoa, he's gone off road. Where you going, boy? You're gonna drive into a wall. That's it. Assetto Corsa is so anticlimactic when you finish a round. It's like, maybe that's how it is in Italy. You know, they're just chilled out. They don't need any music or anything. So do we just click close? What do we get? Return. Gold! That was exciting. Total fanfare. So what were we saying? Oh yeah, the kits. Now it comes in the little box. I'll show it off. We'll do a review video once I play through all the simulators and have ledge footage of it and we really tested it. But you basically get the box. You can watch our unboxing video if you want to see what you actually get with the kit. But that's it, and you're good to go, really. And yeah, you don't really have to do much setup. You have to convert the MOS file into from whatever format it is. I think it's from a hexy format to something else. Using the tool, it's all really documented. You stick that on it, and then that's it. Plug it into USB. And then you just set your MOS settings, which is basically like the G25 or Thrustmaster Profiler, and it works great. So there's a little bit of a myth, I think, that there's a bit of a myth that you know it's really hard to get OSWs working or direct drive wheels working, but really it's not at all. Well, I'm missing all these chat messages, guys. Calm down, guys. How were the volume levels as well? Let me just mute this audio music. I don't know. I might do later. I might be on Simetik System later. Oh, there you go. Zero skill, just luck. He made the button box that we're using. He will fill you in chat any details if anyone's got any questions about the button box we're using. Volume's good. Okay, maybe a little bit more game volume. I always get one person saying, a bit more game volume, and we turn it up and I listen to the video afterwards and all I can hear is car engine. I have to assume people are using different speakers. Oh, did it let you paste that link without kicking you? Let's see. There you go. sim-gear.co.uk for the button box. And so far, really, really nice. The flappy paddles especially. Whoa. They're just really nice. Neodymium magnet-based flappy paddles. A lot nicer than what you get on the TSPC Racer and the T300. Just really, really defined. You're not going to accidentally miss shift. Let's get into this race. Let's go. I don't know. You're still in the chat room, so you're probably good. Off we go. Feel the power. This is just reset the view. Come on, Kunos. Oh, we'll just drive it in this view. This is really zoomed back for me. I'm sure I clicked save button. What? Calm down. Dented. There's guys. £200 damage. Oh God, there's a Dorito. We need to turn the Doritos off. Just completely slam on the accelerator there. I think there's going to be a Steam sale soon, Bath Me Too. So I'd wait for that if you haven't got AC yet, and then just pick up everything in the sale. You'll probably be able to get everything in one go. Oh. Using a mouse was driving. MT, yeah, I thought the cable would be pretty bad, but if you look at direct drive wheels in general, people have been using cables on loads of them for ages, and honestly it's not an issue. I've had the wheel go around a full like 1080 degrees. I've got it on 900 degrees at the moment, and you honestly don't notice the cable being there because it tends to wrap around the back of the shaft of the wheel. I mean, I guess if you did a lot of drifting with older cars, maybe. But I was the other day I was drifting with the BMW on the drift track, just literally going from lock to lock, and it was totally fine. At no point did I go, oh, the cable's in the way, or I'm worried it's going to get tangled, or you know. Even though intuitively you would think the cable would really be an arse. And from my experience with Bluetooth devices, unless it's a really good Bluetooth device, there is the issue of connecting it when you get in. At least with USB, you know once it's plugged in, it works. Which is the case with good Bluetooth devices, but you know. That would completely depend on the type of unit you've got. We're getting... I need to concentrate. We can't just... la-di-da around this and expect to beat the AI. Okay, I think this is an opportunity to zoom in the seat. Let's work this out. Should save it when you go up. Oh no! Okay, there we go. That should save that permanently for that car. We'll see. Probably I'm terrible at driving these cars. I actually find with road cars like this, I actually find them, you know, they're easier to drive using a H pattern shifter, because it forces you to sort of get into the rhythm of the car and, you know, not over rev and things. But on balance, and what I've done with this initial setup of this direct drive wheel is it's like an all-round out the box steering wheel that just, you know, I haven't got a quick release system or anything. Steering wheel that should work with just about every type of car in most sims, and generally work as an all-round solution. And then eventually what we'll do is get a you know, different rims, probably get a quick release. Let's just ram our way through here. Hi BRT, welcome to the stream. I don't know if Kunos' AI updates have applied to the single player, but they seem to be driving pretty good. They were never too bad with these cars though, from what I remember. Let's not embarrass ourselves. Oh. I love how loose this wheel is. It's literally, there's absolutely no resistance where, you know, where you wouldn't expect it. So when you're counter steering or when you're initially unsettling the car, it's completely fluid. It's exactly the same as a real road car. And there's no mechanical texture of like the belt or, you know, the internal gubbins that you get from consumer wheels or cheaper consumer wheels. I guess you could call this SW20 a consumer wheel. I mean, sure, it's expensive, but it comes as something you can just plug in pretty much, so it's not a DIY kit. BRT, you can link it to those people in your chat and so they know what an OSW is finally. We're going to get beaten again. Come on. This is ridiculous. Second round, second mission, and the AI is pulling away. We're getting tortured. I mean, I am all over the place. And that's the thing with this Fiat 500, Fiat Abarth. You do have to actually get the speed out of it, you do have to be really subtle on how you avoid understeering, getting the power on, you know, really working with the tyres. And I think there probably are road tyres on this, so they're going to be the type of tyres that have a lot of slip and give. So it's quite vague, actually, if you're on it or not. Whereas, you know, with... you just got 4th place. You know, with GT2 cars or, you know, actual racing cars, you know if you're on it or not instantaneously because you're either miles off it or you're getting there. Transducers on the rig. Eventually, I think. Eventually, but I don't want to go overboard with cables. We've already got far too many cables off the rig. We're going to have to retry this. This is going to be a long evening. Oh, yeah, I don't know what rim he's got. It does look big. It's hard to say with camera angles though. This is just a 300 millimeter rim. But when you put a camera next to the actual wheel, it can make it look a lot bigger than it really is. Oh God. So really, with this AC single play, you have to get the positions on the first lap, otherwise you're screwed. So let's try and drive smoothly. Let's talk in. I'm not prepared to do this another time. I was going to have a breakdown. Actually listen to what the tyres are doing through the force feedback. Yeah, it is on the K2 cockpit. There we go. The worst thing about getting a good force feedback wheel and having good pedals is that you can't make any excuses. I mean, what can you say? it's just going to be immediately apparent that you can't drive. I guess you could drink whilst you're driving and use that as the excuse. We're in third now, so it's just a case of being smooth. See there, just that little bit of slip, and that slows you down a lot. It's awesome how you can just feel it loading up through the steering though. It's super subtle, but it's still detailed. You notice with even with the TSPC Racer, what tends to happen with the subtle effects is that they don't have depth in them. They're just really weak. And this is with the wheel. This is on 41% in game, and the wheel itself is not on absolute max strength. It's on sort of around about 19 Newton meters top output. So it's pretty crazy. 10%. Yeah, it's on 40%. There's no real point putting it on higher with this Abarth, because it doesn't actually. It then just be way too heavy for this car. As it is now, it's about the same strength as the TSPC Racer, though. So I've just got stuck in third, so you have to get into the top behind the first car on the first lap, really. Otherwise, unless you're super duper fast and smooth, you're in trouble. We'll accept the third and hope that we can continue on. I do have the emergency stop button just over here, though it is covered, so if it does try and kill me, that's it, I'm dead. Oh. But this, as this is now, this feels exactly like road cars have driven. Super light steering for this Fiat Abarth. Let's go to the next event. You've got the Simucube collecting dust. You've not got a motor for it. The Indiegogo version was quite cheap though. Oh, we just go to this race here. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm setting everything up, Kramit. So it's just too much to deal with VR. Once everything's set up, and I'm going to be playing. I'm testing this wheel with games that don't have VR support as well. So that's another reason that it's not set up. But yeah, that'll be another experience. Playing this in VR will be even better. I do generally hate front wheel drive cars, but this is a Kunos single player. You have to be subjected to the pain of front wheel drive cars. To turn the force feedback down here. Let's do that again. Every single car we're going to have to adjust these settings as we go through them. No. Yeah, I'm not running any. I've set it up properly for AC in terms of getting it. It's got some dampening. It's not really dampening. It's like the force feedback filter. Otherwise, AC gives back this really weird grainy texture. And your wheel starts making noise, and it doesn't feel realistic as well. So. But yeah, so I've got it all set up so it feels nice and AC. What I will do a video going over all the settings at some point. After having gone through all the cars, we'll know what a good roundabout settings. Hi sim racing life. The strength feels awesome, but as I say, we turned it down for these road cars so it feels realistic. Okay, let's go. Yeah, I find with the Rift, the screen actually warms up on it as well. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. But what would probably really help is putting a fan on the sim rig, or just having a fan in front of the sim rig. Here we go, let's mosey on up past these AI. Oh, that's nice, the bright green Fiat 500. Oh dear, the brakes on this car. Not as good as the Fiats, the Abarth. Whoa, calm down! We just got took out by the green car. That was ridiculous. Yeah, I've got the road effects and curb on 0, but I am running a bit of the slip effect. Okay, let's see if we can. Oh, so AI is super aggressive. I'll let him. Oh, this car's just understeers, chronic understeer compared to the Fiat 500. This. You have to take off way more speed, and you. Whoa, God! This is just a pure Italian driving simulator here. Get off the road! It's just shoved onto the curbing. Yeah, the K2 Cockpit seems really good with it. The only problem I've had with the K2 Cockpit in this, it's not really a problem, but the only time you notice the cockpit not being completely rigid is when you've got the force feedback on really high. Say you're driving GT2 cars or the Abarth. Actually, the Abarth's a really good example because it's got really tight suspension on it. So what tends to happen is you when you get the big vibrations that come through the wheel, obviously the weakest thing is going to move, and so you get like the rig will wobble with the wheel, so it doesn't feel as tight as it could do. But to be honest, unless you had, oh my god, these wheels, unless you had always on the attack, I'm gonna have to turn the AI down, you know, at this rate. We're struggling. Yeah, unless you had your rig bolted to a wall, or it had sort of, I guess you could attach your own little side stabilizers to it. I mean, I'm going to I'll email Simetik, I always say the name of the company wrong. I'll email them with some suggestions, because all you need is a little sort of like stabilizers off the front column of the rig, just to stop those vibrations from happening, or a single bolt that you could then bolt to your wall, and then it'd be absolutely perfect. But I mean, the K2 Cockpit is literally £200 away, if that. It's not expensive for what you get, so. And I can't think of a rig that's as small as it that would work as well as it does. So I'd say it does a pretty good job. I need to go to front wheel drive driving school here. Just what's funny is with a direct drive wheel, you can feel how much you're driving wrong. It's so obvious what you're doing wrong when you're putting too much power on going around the corner, and you're inducing needless understeer, or just needlessly putting power into the front wheels where it's not useful. I don't think I'll get on with this vehicle though. Well, oh, that's a second gear corner. How much do the wheels cost? If you go to Sim-Ply.City, you'll see it's the SW20 that we're using here, and I think it retails at £900. It might have actually just come down in price. Actually, it might be 800 or so. And then you'd need to put a rim on it. But you could use like a £40 eBay rim if you wanted to. I'd probably get something a bit better. But basically, you're talking about 1,200 if you wanted to get a nice cheap rim and have a button box on it, or have a shifter instead. So basically, for the wheel setup, you're probably talking about 1,100, 1,200 total cost. Yeah, that's it. I thought it was partly me, Crammit. I think this car is just an abomination. Could not have captured the disaster of this vehicle. I mean, this is a more expensive car than the Fiat 500 as well. I would easily have the Fiat, the Abarth over this car. I would say it's at least twice as more fun to drive. This feels like I'm driving a tractor through a muddy field. I mean, it doesn't have any grip. Going into the corner, understeer. Mid-corner, understeer. On the power, understeer. It's just the understeer mobile. I bet Robin Reliant has a less understeer with its singular front tyre. I'm using the OMP Trecento rim, which is all right. It's got nice moulding on it, so it's nice to hold on to, and it does have the advantage of being a full rim as well. Kunos Farm Simulator. It's pretty much what this feels like. I'm gonna have to do this bloody race again because we. Oh, here we go. If you mid-corner, if you damp on the brake a little bit and induce oversteer that way, that seems to get it in a bit. Maybe that's a faster way of driving it. Oh dear. Maybe you need to chuck it in and that's the key. The buttons aren't stock to this rim. No, the buttons are the simgear.co.uk button box that you can get for. I'm not sure what their prices go from about 150, I think, with shifters, up to 250, depending on what configuration you go for. And they will build custom boxes, and they've got a whole bunch of solutions on their website. Get out and push. Probably have less understeer if I do that. Look at this as well. This is what's awesome. Look at that. It's just none of that annoying oscillation that you get with consumer wheels. It actually almost, it just brings itself in as you would expect a car to do. I like this track though. We'll try and be positive. After playing this single player, I'd never want to drive this vehicle again in my entire life. In a sim or in reality, Kunos have effectively unsold this vehicle. Anyone thinking of buying this car should play it in this simulator, with a direct drive wheel, or just play it in this simulator, and you'll be like, alright, that's it, I'm never buying that vehicle. We'd practically last for halfway down the grid. I'm gonna have to turn the difficulty down. You can do, yeah. You can get. Basically, it's because it takes a normal car wheel size 70. I think it's PCD is the right term, but the mounting size. You can get those converters for Thrustmaster wheels, but to be honest, you might as well just get a real wheel. I think the Fanatec wheels are quite good. because they're a lot closer to real car wheels in terms of the actual solidity of them. The Thrustmaster Formula rim's quite nice actually, but the other Thrustmaster rims, other than the Alcantara GT rim, don't particularly feel like real car rims. Let's turn the AI down and cheat. Here we go. This is how you win the. This is how you become the F1 World Champion. You turn down the difficulty of your opponents. Oh no! What have we done? I actually deleted it. No, there we go. Why wouldn't it? What's going on here? Thanks, Floydan. Does left foot braking work on the Abarth? Yes. Oh, the Fiat Abarth. Think of the front. Yeah, I guess you can. Yeah. Left foot braking works in any car, really. Which wheel are you using, Rizzy Riz? Oh, that's a good point, MT. See, I don't know these kind of specifics because when it comes to road cars, my brain kind of just shuts down. Let's see if we can get a goal by making the AI stupid. When in doubt, drug the AI. Ah, there we go. I should remember the seating position as well, which is nice. Oh, there we go. We've poisoned them. I like how there's a BMW leading the field. That's what it looks like. Get out of my way. Coming through. Oh no, he's stuck to us. Oh, God. Calm down, boys. Oh, that'll do. That was all right. Smooth. That's how you enter a corner with passengers in your car. You know, when you're a taxi driver, you have to do these things in a way where the passengers at the back don't notice that you're turning left or right. I love, that's one nice thing with front wheel drive cars. You can do the brick on the accelerator recovery technique. The software is really easy now. The only difficult bit is you just have to follow the instructions, and the only hard instruction, and it's not even hard, is you need to put the MOS software, which is like the sort of the equivalent of the Logitech Profiler, but in terms of it driving the wheel. It's a bit of a simplification of what it is, but you just have to put that into the flash on the device, and that takes a minute, 2 minutes. It's not, you know, it's not hard. I guess you can change the voltage. You can increase the voltages to increase the torque values if you want, but you don't need to do that. That's all optional. But again, it's just a case of opening a program and typing in some values. It's not like you have to program anything, or, you know, it really is pretty straightforward. And then once you've done that, you just plug it in and it works like any other game controller, really. Your game just sees it as a like you would see any other wheel. You can actually overclock it. I mean, look at that. You can just, and this is on weak force feedback, you can just let go of the steering wheel. I'm going to have to restart this because I'm not going to do the whole race. We need to get the positions at the start. I'm going to have to get these places at the start so we don't ever have to drive this car again. I'm going to have a breakdown if I have to get in this vehicle again. Right, here we go. Let's not have an accident. We put the AI on like 90 as well. Watch out for the green car. Oh, the smoke looks nice. Get out of my way. We need to get into T1 second place. There we go. And hopefully we never have to get in this Gilletta QV ever again. No, I've upped it to the pretty much the maximum that you're supposed to put it on. But yeah, they do Ollie's kits on Sim-Ply.City. I probably said that wrong, but the kits, the SW20 kit comes at half voltages, as to not have people rip their thumbs off when they first plug it in. The wheel's awesome, thank you. How's the wheel? The wheel's good, my driving ability is bloody atrocious. There's a random shadow on the wall there. There we go. See, what is really nice there is, as I'm pushing the throttle, you get so much communication through the wheel. You can modulate the throttle based off the force feedback, so you're not basically just gunning the throttle and having the front end spin up, or you sort of induce understeer. You can really finely modulate it to feel what the actual maximum grip with these front wheel drive cars is. And it's even like tiniest bit of throttle input, you feel that through the wheels slowly pulling on it, which is nice. My wrists aren't broken at the moment. We're doing okay. We haven't driven any Formula 1 cars at max strength yet though, so... Yeah, these flappy paddles are awesome. If you ever used a G25, one of the most annoying things with that wheel when you're driving faster cars with flappy paddles is you can't feel it click. The T300 actually is not too bad. That's actually got quite a satisfying click to it, but these are literally like you really do feel a good clunk, because it's got the nylon actually hitting the side, but you also can feel the button as well actuate. It's a proper nice clickety button, and you've got the resistance from the spring on it, the neodymium magnet, which provides the spring. It does just feel really good. Come on, we've got to get this guy. We've put him to low AI, there's no excuse. You should definitely do it, Luke. That's what I went for. As I said, I had a G25 and I bought a T300 to review. I was just going to review it and then send it back, expecting it to not be very good, because I normally don't like belt-driven wheels. And ended up keeping it for a year. I've still got it, actually. Oh, I've had it for 2 years. But easily, the T300 to me replaced the G25, G27, G29 as a sort of the go-to best bang for buck wheel. We're right on this guy's tail. Fortunately, he's slowed down the straight. The drugs are kicking in. He doesn't know. We put a bit of a puffer fish in his sandwich before we got to this race meet. Oh, he's there. It's BMW M3. Riding all over the place. A little bit of a knock. Let him know that we're here. And again. I love how these old cars are really boxy and square. It actually looks nice. Let's do them up the inside, I think. Watch out for our chronic understeer. Now, I would say, in Assetto Corsa, it does do some things a bit wonky when it comes to direct drive force feedback, and one of them would be the curbing is a little bit exaggerated. Even when you turn the force feedback down on your wheel, it just seems a little bit raw. But also, if you go on and off the track, there's you know, it feels like your suspension's completely bottoming out, whereas yeah, you wouldn't expect it to be. For example, here. I mean, it's not too bad on this track, but on some tracks it completely yanks at the wheel, especially when you're driving like the Formula Bath. I hope we don't have to drive this car again after this. So it's going to be amazing driving the Porsches with this wheel. You could just let go of the steering wheel and it automatically goes into the corner and lines it up. Fantastic. And it's totally pinpoint as to how it does it as well. I've not used the T3PA pedals to compare them, but I'm using the Proto Simetik PT1 pedals at the moment, and they're really, really nice. Really, like, extraordinarily nice pedals. Again, amazing value for money, but because it is just one person that does it, it's a small company, it's really hard to get a hold of them. I mean, could that just... Obviously this is a road car, but it's just completely correcting itself properly. Which seems like a small thing, but you know, if you use consumer wheels... The tractor is almost done ploughing the fields. Yeah, I did turn on the gyro effect. You notice if you don't have the gyro effect on, what happens is when you get, so say when you turn the wheel into the resistance, you get this weird sort of springy bouncy feel without the gyro effect on, and it just makes it feel really springy. It doesn't feel like car tyres interacting with the road, but with the gyro effect on, it makes the car actually feel really solid. It makes it feel like you're pushing into the mass of the vehicles being pushed around, and it actually moving a steering column. So yeah, but I did find you have to turn the dampening off, the AC dampening in that file underneath the gyro effect. Don't use that, because if you do, it dampens the sort of self-aligning and correction of the vehicle, and it feels terrible. Okay, well, so far the vehicles I've tried it with, it feels really good, but with it off, it just felt, yeah, just I say, it just felt totally wrong. Oh, we've unlocked N2 series. Thank God for that. No more of that car. That's time attack. Let's go to the N2 series. Back to listing. There we go. Forget M1. Well done unlocking the Novice Series 2. You've done well on the first series, so now it's time to graduate and drive some proper real-world drive cars. Now we're talking. BMW produces some of the finest sports cars. Kunos were probably told by BMW, if we're licensing our cars to you, you must say that we produce some of the finest sport cars, otherwise the license is there's no license. Finest sports cars that are not only fast and exciting, but also help you improve your driving technique by being easier to drive on the limit. There you go. 2 bronze and 1 silver medal to complete this. I think we can do that. We can turn the difficulty up. No, but time attack. Okay, we might as well do that. Does it vibrate? Yeah, if you put the Are you on about the bass? This will certainly vibrate if you put the settings on wrong. Vibrate your hands off your wrists. Let's get this back down to the force feedback. Reducing it down to 50. For these road cars, round about 46, 50 seems to be sort of the sweet spot. Obviously, I've not driven this BMW, but for the other slow road cars, it seems to be, that seems to correlate to what I'd expect. Let's move this forwards. That's better. Fidget spanner. This is effectively, you have to admit, a direct drive wheel and sim racing is essentially just a very elaborate, expensive fidget spanner. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to. It's just magnets and nice things that feel nice to play with. Novice 2, not Novice 1. There's a Novice 0, so you know, maybe Novice 2 is not too bad. Let's attack the time. It's time attack. The murderer's most favourite sport of murderers. Time attack. Oh, okay. Clutch doesn't work. Well, that's a little bit more powerful than the previous vehicle. I don't have a car at the moment. I drive the passenger seat in the. The train line. Wow, this car's really. So that's amazing. The difference between this and the absolute bag of manure that the previous car was, but just how you can tell how sprung this car is from the input, and you can feel it. You just feel how willing this car is to just go into corners. And that's not even using the throttle to get the back end out. It's just from the basic balance. Does feel a little bit top heavy though. But I guess, you know, it's a road car again. With the price of houses in the UK, you could probably buy 1,000 OSWs if you sold a small a small house. Oh, this car is really fidgety. Oh, a little bit of understeer there. Oh dear, a little bit too much curbing. Oh, this is nice. You see, these cars I just don't enjoy on a normal wheel because they don't. You can't feel the depth to them to get that enjoyment for me, because I drive from the field pretty much. But with this direct drive wheel, this feels really, really nice. Maybe not driving the fastest, but oh, that's nice. Just on the braking there, the back of the car slowly sliding out. I say the force feedback does feel a little bit springy with this vehicle. Could probably do with tweaking it a bit. Maybe I should just run it a bit higher, actually. Yeah, I might try turning it up a bit for the race. It's so good how you can just gently tap the brake or just lift off, get the tiny bit of lift off oversteer. Another thing you really notice as well is as you get faster, the wheel loads up more, and it has that range in its force feedback to load up more. Whoa! Let's turn the force field back up a bit. Oh no, what have I done? Oh no, it's got... Pressing the wrong buttons here. Put it about 55, that'll do. Oh god, that's a little bit strong. Oh yeah, that feels better. Whoa, a bit too fast into that. This has a gyro on it, Joseph Ed. I made sure it was on. But yeah, that was my impression of it with it off. So it's weird that some cars seem to have more of that springy feel even with gyro on than others. Do some drifts. I think there's a drifting event in a bit. Okay. I tend to try and avoid the dampening. I've not got any dampening on. But actually that was one I did try some of the dampening settings. And what was really nice with the MOS dampening is that you can put it on without it destroying the force feedback. Because the wheel's got so much range to it. It's the first time where you can actually use dampening and it not damage the experience. And with consumer wheels, G25, I assume Club Sport, T300, TSPC Racer, but any consumer wheel I've used prior to this, if you put any dampening on it, it's just it's dampening useful information, not just adding dampening to the input. Whereas with this wheel, it just dampens it, but you still get, I guess you'll get less information there, but there's so much information to play with, it's not a problem. So I will definitely try that. We'll remember that this car could do with it. We've got the view slightly off to the right here. I feel like my steering column's detached. You get a far better feeling of speed with this direct drive wheel because it loads up so much more. So you've got this nice resistance, which you'd expect in a real car. It stops you from accidentally throwing yourself off the track. Lift off oversteers when you're going into a corner and you say you take your foot off the accelerator, the weight then moves in the car, so the back of the car will start coming out. So basically oversteer. minus 42 points oversteer from lifting off. Though Assetto Corsa is probably the most forgiving sim out of all of them when it comes to lift off oversteer. It's not something you have to be too concerned about. Well, the fact is, BRT, nothing's more sexy than a direct drive wheel. I mean, some people go for women with their mammary glands hanging out whilst they stream, but you know, if you haven't got that asset, you have to. It's the direct drive wheel. That's why I actually take it off the rig. If I'm going out on the town, you know, you got to take it off the rig and wear it around your neck. And just women, men, straight guys, lesbians, everyone just flocks to you because it's an OSW or direct drive wheel. I have to remember, it's not an OSW because it's you know, actually sold as a full thing. I've been informed it's an SW20. Oh! I hope we got gold. I had a bit of a fluff in the middle of that. Yeah, I think the 20 Newton meter is fine. I think the only reason you would get you'd bother with the 30 Newton meter motor is if you specifically wanted to practice training for, if you were a professional driver and you wanted to practice for the Indy 500 or something and build up wrist strength. I haven't used it, but I honestly, for most people, to be honest, for most people, 10 Newton meters would be fine. It's only once you start getting to sort of if you drive a lot of single seater cars that you'd really need the 20 Newton meter motor. So, I don't think you'd need that at all, to be honest. Joseph Head just wants to go all in. I think the thing is the main functionality with the direct drive wheels is the fact that it's completely fluid. So there's no resistance there. This is just completely loose when it needs to be loose. There's no sense of internals. I mean, occasionally you can feel some variations in the resistance when turning into a corner that are from. Not from the internals, but just from the way electricity is going through it, which could be improved through drivers or changed through drivers. So, in general, there's literally no mechanical issues with this in terms of actual feel, which is the main thing that you're getting with a proper servo motor compared to any of the consumer belt-driven wheels or even G25, which uses cogs. So. A 10 Newton meter version with a 10 Newton meter motor would give you most of the benefits of fast rotation, the general depth in the force feedback. It just wouldn't have the overall torque. So, I think 20 Newton meter is fine, really. You could swap this motor out though. If you bought this SW20 kit from Sim-Ply.City, you could just go and order a more powerful motor. And the motor itself, I think, is only this motor is £250. I think I might be wrong on this because I'm just saying this off the top of my head. But the 30 Newton meter one, I think it might be like £300-400. So if you got bored of it after a couple of years, you could obviously, or you felt like you wanted to break your wrists more, you could up it. Of course, a cheaper way of increasing the torque would just be to put a smaller rim on the wheel, because the smaller the rim, the more you're going to feel the torque from the motor, and the larger the rim, the weaker it will feel. I'm just going to go and get a drink, guys, so I'll be back in a second, and we'll continue off with our career. We're not getting paid for this career. A terrible career in racing. It's exactly like real world racing. Well done, Kunos. We're back in a second. Hi guys. Time to get a drink. Logitech wheels are supposed to be quite reliable. I mean, mine lasted for ages. BRT's got my he's got my G25 now. Is it still working, BRT? The transducer thing. Oh, sorry if this is making noise. The transducer thing's more about me having a complete lack of USB ports. I've already got a 12-port hub, a 12-port and a 4-port, and a USB expansion card, and it's just extra complexity to the rig. But I think it would be a really good, nice thing to do. It'll be a sort of thing to add. I keep putting it off, but no, it definitely would. Not just for driving games. No, but you have to plug it into. What I'd want to do is do one of the DIY kits, and I'd have to get a mini amp, so I need another power socket, and I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 power sockets at the moment just for the sim rig and my 2 monitors. So, and I've got an amp for my speakers already plugged in. It just adds to the complexity of things. So that's why I'm putting it off. But one day we'll do it. Let's go for this. Next race, BMW Z4 E89 Nürburgring Sprint Race. Let's put them up to 90. 90 was too easy, so let's try 94. I will do. I'll give that a go at some point. I'm going through the cars gradually, savouring the wheel, slowly building up. Okay. It's a BMW Z4, isn't it? Yes, it is. Nice car. Still on the road cars here. Oh, is that true? Oh, that's what we were driving before. I thought it was a different BMW. Oh well. And it's go, go, go. Oh, is AR a little bit faster off the start there, but they're all driving into each other. See if we can do them around the outside. Oh, no. Let's go to the inside of him there. Oh, that feels great. Oh! Oh, it feels so good. I mean, it practically drives itself. Oh, don't hit me. Oh! Get off the road. Thanks, .rpg, for turning up. Oh, we're driving the... Oh, jeez. We're driving the small version of the track. Yeah, I'm not using VR because I'm playing various games that don't have VR support as part of reviewing this OSW. And as I'm fiddling through settings and dialing everything in, it's just... There's no point in having the inconvenience of VR. VR is really good once you've got everything set up. And I'll definitely be looking forward to that. And the volume level's good now. I think I changed them by accident. Oh god, we're doing the tight chicane. Bloody hell. Okay, we're going to have to restart that because we'll change the chicane. Why the green square at the throttle stays on all the time? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't even know what the green square on the throttle means. Yeah, I need to get another camera for my Rift. And like you, I'll have to get a card. That is, I think that's probably the worst thing about the Rift. The two worst things: the field of view could do with being a bit bigger, but then the tracking cameras can be a real pain in the arse with USB. Other than that, you know, for a first gen VR device, absolutely amazing. Look at the steering, just instantly snap back. It's incredible. Okay. Remember, it's the short chicane. I think the fast one's called the NGK chicane, and I don't know, the short one might have another name. Oh my god. Struggling for grip there. Little bit. So this car, when all four wheels lose grip, just keeps going. There we go. Try and balance the car, power out. Feels squishy. I don't know what. It feels, on this OSW, it feels a bit springy, if that's what you mean. I've never driven a real Z4. So it seems with the AI in AC that they're fast to overtake at first, but then they spread out, so it's hard to actually work out what difficulty is appropriate for yourself. Just really bad road cars like a Honda Civic. Oh! What else? I've driven a Ford car briefly. I honestly can't remember. I just think of terrible road cars. my god, we're not gonna. I'm gonna have to restart this. I'm gonna have to put the AI on easier because otherwise we're not gonna get to the. I think you have to come in the top 3 to actually get the points. So it seemed 90 was about right for our difficulty. Oh no, that's my skill level. 90% in Assetto Corsa. I wonder what it is in other sims. You should do races in sims against AI, see what skill level you are, and then you could put them on a chart, use an Excel spreadsheet, and then you could tally your skill level against your AI difficulty. I think that's one of the nice things with Race Room, actually. They have a adaptive AI. I don't know if it does it in real time whilst you're driving, but if you're doing like a series of events, like multiple races, it will then balance out and you end up with something quite challenging. You don't have to fiddle around with it and work it out for yourself, which I think is really nice. Motion sickness in VR is basically the... let's do this one and then we'll get back to that one. It's the opposite of motion sickness in real life, if you think about it, because in VR... the world's moving whilst you're still, but on a boat or in a car or something in real life, you're moving whilst the world is still. What are you on about, Master Mech Tech? For this setup, you just need to get a steering wheel. At a basic level, you could just stick any steering wheel on it and then just use your shifter. So, you know, a 40 quid eBay steering wheel would do, though. It's really hard to find budget eBay steering wheels that aren't really bad, and they flex and bend. I bought one to try it, to have a look at, and it was absolutely terrible. It was really bad. You really don't want that at all. So what I would say is it's worth spending... Is the guy here that did the this button box? Is he still here? Simgear.co.uk. He recommended a website to me that had some really good. They were around about £60, and they were really good. Really good wheels for the price. So yeah, I would personally I would budget about £60 to £80 for the steering wheel, and I would then. Really, it's worth getting a button box, especially if you're going to do VR. You really need a button box on your wheel because it's just there to actually use. As Freud Andrews done a donation, it didn't come up. It says on here that I've been donated to. Let me know in chat if you did. Thank you very much. It's just popped up in a notice. I feel that's really rude. Thank you for donating. Really, really appreciate it. Let me know in chat if you did donate. My OBS isn't displaying stuff. So everyone that's followed as well, thank you very much for clicking the follow button. It's not coming up. Well, I can't see it. Or see it clearly at least. Yeah, Bleeglum, he has the right idea. Hi, Mad Hacks. Let's see how we can... Oh, God, we've got to do this again. Every single car, adjust the seat. Oh, okay. Yeah, the dot... You can't see my mouse. The dot at the top, the green little box, goes green when you push the throttle all the way down, so it lets you know that you have your throttle configured properly. So that's quite handy, actually. Okay. Sort your lives out. They should all be executed. Death penalty. If you get sickness in a well set up headset on a good PC, there's every chance the game. But yeah, I think a lot of motion sickness is based around expectation as well. So if you're used to playing driving sims on screens, triple screens, what have you, I don't think you get motion sick. And what I found actually, playing... Oh, I totally missed that. Playing driving simulators with a force feedback steering wheel, I don't feel motion sick at all. But when I play arcade games in VR, I tried playing Trackmania, and there was some other, there was like go-kart games for DK2 and the Rift. They made me feel motion sick with the game controller because you don't have it it doesn't line up to anything. So I think that's a large part of motion sickness is expectation, which is probably why people you can get used to it. Also, you notice if you spend a lot of time on a boat, like multiple days, you actually get land sick when you come off a boat. You'll find that the land feels as if you feel as if you're still on the boat rocking, or you've got an expectation there'll be that movement there. So yeah, I think a lot of motion sickness in VR comes down to expectation. Oh dear, force feedback is on way too high. Oh, take that down a touch. Let's go to 55. Okay, let's focus on this. Hi Smash Milk 23. Floydan, did you donate? If you did, thank you very much. Hi DJ FIL007. It's the simgear.co.uk large button box with flappy paddles attached to a OMP Trecento rim. And that's the wheel. Bloody hell, the AI are too good for me. I'm terrible at sim racing. The AI are better than human racers on public servers. Oh, these are road cars though, so I am extra slow in these. So. Oh, that feels good. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, those of us that started out on DK1 with all those DK1 demos, oh my god, I'm being rammed. Some of those DK1 demos, the frame rates, the design of them. Do you remember the ride? Sloppy, do you remember that ride you went on as well? What was it called? The one where it spins you around. That was the worst demo for making you feel sick. I've forgotten what it's called, but it was horrible. It was that theme park ride where you sitting in it, rocks forwards and backwards, goes upside down, stops in the air. Absolutely terrible. Ripcore, that's it. It was the worst. That could be like the ultimate test. They should use that at Guantanamo Bay to torture terrorists with. 3 goes on that and you're telling everyone everything. So, no, that's it. It was called Cyberspace, wasn't it? There was a couple of roller coasters. Smart brain. Oh dear. A little bit too much engine braking there. We've just shortened the lifespan of this car by 4 years. Sloppy, would you have any experience with using engine braking on a racetrack by any chance? You seem like the type of person that would be really experienced in using engine braking. I mean, for example, maybe you would know. Maybe you would know what would happen if you maybe a car manufacturer would invite you to drive one of their vehicles, perchance, and you know, they'd entrust you to drive it safely because it's fairly expensive, and you wouldn't want to embarrass them. And it might actually be one of the cars that belongs to someone that works for their company. Kind of vehicle that you probably wouldn't want to shift from 5th into 2nd gear whilst going at 90 miles an hour down the straight at Donington. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? No. I mean, if you did do something as ridiculous as that, not only would it... Well, that was a nice overtake. Not only would it demonstrate a sheer ridiculous level of incompetency and disrespect for someone letting you drive their car for free, It would probably also cause the car to reboot, go into meltdown, and and just cause general all-round confusion. Tails of the downshift. I'm gonna have to turn the AI even lower. They're just absolutely destroying me. Maybe the AI updates have affected the single player as well. I don't know. Maybe I'm just terrible. Maybe it's Maybelline. That's so funny that you have to reboot cars now, as if they're running on Windows 95. Oh, they're the bumps through that corner. That's going to feel ridiculous in a race car. Never been able to adapt. The AI's on 95%, I think. I know, maybe I turned it down to 90. All I know is that they're too bloody fast for me. This is a humbling experience. I know I'm driving slow as well, but maybe we need to put them on 90. I remember when I first tried Race Room on the AccuForce wheel, and this is... Oh, there goes the gearbox again, and it sings like a flute. The music of the direct drive wheel is not particularly a nice sound. Oh well, since we're not going to catch up, we might as well do some drifting here. He says. Back of this car not wanting to come out. There we go. Oh. No, this is our defaults. This is just a single player. I just want to go through it with as it is. I'm trying to drop the clutch to get the back out, but it's not working. Oh, that's not a tidy drift. Okay, let's turn the AI down. Let's actually get through the game. So yeah, we didn't get any points there from the drift judges. Okay, it's on 90%, and they were too good for me. They're not good at the start. On the first lap, they're about the difficulty that, or probably too easy. But then after the first lap, then they get really good. So, I mean, things you do have to bear in mind, it's starting at the back as well. So you know, and there's no qualifying in these events. Oh, we'll see. Right, let's try that. Let's do this race and we'll go back through the other ones. We'll try it on 85, so it is. Oh dear. Different car, change the force feedback. See. Mirror. There we go. It's on the... I think it's already set up for the appropriate stuff for the event. I don't know. I've never played through AC single player properly. Here we go. It just drives itself. It's so good. Oh, this car's nice. Amount of torque to get the back out. And this feels a lot better than the Z4. This, you know, it feels a lot more like I'd expect a real car to feel like, in that it doesn't have that weird springy feel to it. It feels a lot tighter as well. There's some quite big bumps coming down that hill that you don't notice. You don't really see them visually, and you don't notice them on the TSPC race or the T300. Okay, hits Mike. Thanks for turning up and watching. Oh my god. That's a bit of a harsh penalty. No! Oh! Shit, that's not a good thing to do with those. I'm going to have to restart. Kunos torturing me. I'm optimistic for Project Cars 2. I'm really excited for Dirt 4 as well. So like, yeah, Kunos penalties. 14 years in the gulag for cutting that corner. You have to eat soup. I mean, driving with this direct drive wheel utterly transforms the actual handling of the vehicles. We got stuck in understeer there. Lean on me when you're understeering. One of the things I'm hoping for in Project Cars 2 is just having a good single player experience to go through, even if it turns out that the force feedback and handling isn't the most riveting. If it's got a good solid single player to play through, and that'd be quite fun. It looks like it's got loads of different modes and things which would be interesting for the single player, so like the dirt stuff and the Indy 500 and all the different tracks and different vehicles and things. I think it could be quite an interesting game to play. Yeah. Oh, the brakes! Yeah, that is a shame with Dirt 4. This feels really good, guys. 55% force feedback. But this car just feels totally connected with the steering wheel in the game, just spot on. I've got someone right behind me, but I can't see them, so I don't have a mirror. So good. Woo! I'm mad, Axe. Yeah, well, you got to smash them off the track. They're AI. They're not feelings. Oh, look at him attacking back. I was going to say we put the AI in too easy, but clearly not. On the inside. I know he's got stuck to me. I noticed in AC the AI do that thing that they do in Race Room, where sometimes if you have contact with them, they kind of stick to you. I love it. You can literally just let go of the wheel powering out of corners. You don't have to manually work it out. How much to... Okay, maybe not in that case. But when when it's just a little bit of angle, you can let the car basically drive itself, which is really satisfying. Oh, it's the wall making that echo. So I thought I had a car behind me. Look at that, he's just let go of the wheel, he's doing it all for me. It's basically cheating. I think it genuinely takes more skill to drive with a T300 TSPC Racer, G25, what have you, because it doesn't automatically line up with the game spot on, so you're having to work it out yourself. It's the SW20 by Sim-Ply.City. And the rim is the Assetto by OMP. Just put a little bit more throttle around that corner and the back just pops out. Oh, thank you, Gluffy. That's great. I don't think there's a statistical correlation there, but, you know, nice input. Glad of you to join the chat with that. A classy YouTube-style comment, if there ever were one. Hi, Myco Art. Oh. I would say one thing with this Trecento rim that I don't particularly like is it has a slightly larger top to bottom. The idea being on a real car, you'd be able to see the dash more clearly. I guess if you're using this on a rig with a screen like I am, and you're using the screen dashboard, that would be nice. But in VR, that's not much use, and as a result, the wheel sort of, when you're doing full rotations, feels a little bit off. But I think it makes up for that bit by the actual hand grip on this OMP Trecento is really nicely shaped. Actually fits into your, you know, it's really nice to grip onto. Just the right width. Just have a nice day. Or you just come in for that comment. Not fit to be PM. After years of interneting, we've learnt not to feed the trolls. So that was too easy, I think. And then we the drugs kick in and we pass out. Do we just exit that? Race 1 of 8. What? Oh no, it was just lined up with this. So let me just exit. Okay, here we go. Gold! It's so anticlimactic. Let's up it to 88. Let's go 89. It seems to vary from car to car, though. Oh, we can do this race. Sounds good to me. Yeah, well, yes, it is strong and stable. There's no doubting. It's the most strong and stable wheel on the market. It's the kind of wheel that you'd want to take to negotiations, I feel. Let's so what do you have to do? Series gold 2. It doesn't actually. Oh, position: first gold, second silver, third bronze. There you go. Let's go for the BMW M1 sprint race. Fanatec. They clearly wouldn't negotiate the terms and conditions. Fanatec's basically, it's Angela Merkel. Oh no, we've got to do every single car. $55 on the force feedback. Zoom the view in. Not too much. There we go. Of course, every real world race driver, once they get in the vehicle, you know, they have to get in the car and then they have to adjust the view. They have to turn the force feedback down, tilt the camera angle. That is a nice thing with VR. It all just, that aspect of it is already done. It just works. You were here when I answered that. Here we go. So I'm tweaking settings a lot, so I don't want to be in my VR headset for that. Oh, off we go. It's all about getting the overtakes from the first corner. Thanks for following, Sams. Sorry if I'm missing you guys that are following. The alerts are not popping up. This car's got really tight suspension on it relative to the previous one. Oh, see, I would never want to drive these cars in single player normally. Woo! That's nice. This car's got really good force feedback as well. It was just that Z4 so far that felt weirdly springy. Oh no! Understeer. Can you feel every bump in the road? Yes. I think that is actually the initial most striking thing, is you really can feel exactly the road surface. And then you start noticing all the other subtleties. But yeah, you can literally feel every bump in the road. I actually, I've driven iRace and R-Factor 2 and other sims with the OSW previously, and I found AC tended to do, like, the actual depth of the force feedback seemed really nice. You know, it seemed to correlate with the car handling, the angle of it, and communicating what the car's actually doing. For me, better than the other simulators I tried with it. It'll be interesting to see though, fiddling around with settings more and seeing with those other sims being updated. I'm really interested to see what race room's like now with a direct drive wheel. Oh, he's out the inside. But I'm a total AC fanboy. I just really like how it all comes together. I want him to block him off. No! Oh no, he's murdering us! Yeah, the AI in this single player is really up and down in terms of the skill level. Sometimes you put them on 95 and they're slow, and in this case he's on 89 I think it was, and they're really fast, for me at least. One of the things I always struggled with iRacing is I don't like how the cars feel in oversteer situations and sort of on the limit, and how I don't feel like you can play with the vehicles so much as you can with some of the other sims. And the OSW makes catching the cars a lot easier in iRacing. Like, you're far less likely to lose the back end or just go out of control, but you still, I don't feel like you get that ply. But I think that's just I think that's the underlying physics rather than its force feedback. But, you know, direct drive wheel makes all the simulators way more enjoyable, I think. Or just more detailed and more realistic, so if that's what you're after. We have to take this guy's position back. Sexy tarts. Oh, like a sexy tart. Come on, we've got to get third place here. That's what it's come to. Struggling for grip. Come on. Oh. No! He's braking too much. I think that's how they slow the AI down. They brake too early. We've got to get past him though. Come on. Go. No. Come on. What wheel is that? Oh dear. I need to I'll put the specs on the screen, I think, so people know. Oh, here's our chance. Oh, there we go. Get on the power enough. Go, 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 go. Oh! Thank you, DJ 007. No, let's not understeer off the track. We've learnt that lesson. Hi, Sebastian Brunia. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back. Yeah, this feels absolutely incredible. to put it mildly, amazing. I mean, just the load coming into that corner, the NGK chicane, loading the car up into it. I mean, part of this is learning how to actually drive with this wheel, but there's so much more information that once it starts clicking, it just makes sense. Third place on what 89 difficulty AI. We were starting to get the actually drive faster there though towards the end. I'll take my bronze medal and wear it with pride. We can't all have the gold medal here. I feel like an English ski jumper. Oh, we've unlocked a new series, so that's good because the next series has nicer cars. Oh, we're onto the crossbows, and that's gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna stop streaming here for a bit, guys. I'll probably be on later on. I need a milkshake and a siesta, you know. But I'll be back on later, guys. Thank you everyone that's come along to watch this. Those of you that subscribed as well on Twitch and on YouTube. sorry guys, it just turned up though. Like I say, we'll be back on later. Look out on Twitch and look out for if you subscribe, obviously you'll be notified, and on YouTube as well. Take care everybody. We'll continue off later as well with the better cars. We're finally on to good cars. The excitement is rising. So yeah, take care everyone. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.